Okay, good afternoon, parents. Welcome to the Inme camp orientation for Tirthan TIR1. My name is Nipun. I'm going to be holding the orientation for you. So I'm going to start off by requesting everybody to stay on mute. There might be some questions which you have. You can either put them in the chat or just wait till the end. I will have a question answer session with you at the end of the orientation, right? I'll request people to go into the reactions and click raise hand, and then I'll take questions one by one. But otherwise, if you have something urgent, you can drop the message into the chat box. Mahesh, my colleague, is logged in here. He will try to see if he can reply to you. Otherwise, I'll reply to you at the end of the orientation. Okay. Now, first, before I share my screen and I start with the Tirthan orientation, just to give you a brief background about the company. Inme Learning Private Limited has been doing adventure programs since actually 1996 for children. We started off as a different company called Discovery Camps, which became Discovery Outbound, then became I Discover I, and then finally Eureka. There was a split in the partners in 2007, and Inme was formed in 2008. So there was Inme and Eureka running simultaneously as different companies. 2019, Inme Eureka merged as one company. We became one. And the way we've been running is that Inme runs the retail program, which is what you guys are coming for, where any child from the age of 9 to 17 can come during the summer or the winter holidays. And Eureka has been working directly with schools, doing interventions with the schools over there. Going forward, everything will be under the Inme banner itself. So there's less confusion over there. So that's the brief background. We've worked with more than 120,000 children over these years, which includes me. I used to go on these programs as a child from 1997 to 2001. And after that, I joined the company, did my summer job with them, went on, did my BBA, MBA, and then tried my hand at corporate life, didn't like it, and came back and joined them. And now I'm leading the company for them. So you're talking to one of the heads right now, and I'm going to take you through this. And I will be able to give you an experience from the child's perspective, from a parent's perspective, from an instructor perspective. So no question. And I always tell parents, no question is a bad question. Ask any question, ask whatever it is, and I will answer that. So I'm just going to share my screen. We'll start off with the information docket. Then I'll go on to the kit list, and then I'll start taking question answers. Okay, I hope everybody can see my screen. So coming to this camp, which is TIR1, Camp Tirthan, which is from 24th March to April 1st. Tirthan is a campsite we actually started in the year 2000, right? Tirthan is the name of the river. So the river which you're seeing in the background here is Tirthan River. That's why it's called Camp Tirthan. This is in a valley called Sairopa Valley, and we are in a small village over there. The campsite is exclusive to us. Nobody else is on this campsite. It's only Inme. So there will be no outsiders on this campsite. What you're seeing, this small structure, is called the KPRD, which is also called Khana Pina Ronodona. So the children will be congregating here for lunch, for dinner, for evening, morning. This is the common area where we congregate and all the children sit together. So we are right next to the Great Himalayan National Park in the Tirthan Valley. Tirthan is actually in the Kullu district. So it's about around 30 kilometers before Kullu, a place comes which is called Aut, A-U-T. That's where we turn off from the main highway and go towards Tirthan, and we go into this valley over here. Like I already talked about the Tirthan River. So our programs, all the programs are under the guidance of outdoor instructors, trained, certified. So they will be over here on this program. The participants will be taking a 3-activity course, which will be rock climbing, where they're mastering balance and grit, Rivercraft, which is not to be confused with the river rafting. It's a very different activity, which is learning how to navigate the flowing rivers and understanding how a river flows. So, you understand the good parts and the bad parts of a river, because rivers are dangerous. And so we want the children to be educated on how to keep themselves safe around it. Backpacking, which is a trekking module, where they understand if they need to trek in the forest or they need to plan out their expedition. How do they do that? How do they actually go away from the campsite, pitch their tents, cook their own food, and come back? Other than these, we will have some camp games which will be focused on team building, leadership, empathy, so that these will be done on the camp during the afternoons when it's quite hot, so that they're under the shade and they can get to bond with each other much more. Okay, so starting from the left-hand side, this is Rivercraft. This is a part of Rivercraft, which is a waterfall slide. This is a part of rock climbing. And this is the children out on a night out, cooking. They're getting ready for dinner. They're going to cook. They're making the vegetables. They're cutting all the vegetables. This is all being done under the supervision of instructors, obviously. So how does a typical day on the program happen? So once they leave on the 24th of March, so 24th of March, 6 p.m., they're going to leave from Delhi. They will reach Tirthan at 8 a.m. So the first day is temporarily to get them to understand. They'll do ice breaking activities. They'll be divided into separate groups. There'll be tent allocation so that they understand how everything is going to work. The first day is more about getting used to the campsite. And then the next day, this is how the program flow will start. 6 a.m. is going to be the wake up call. Now, most of the children groan when I tell them this. 6 a.m. Yes, 6 a.m. because we want you to enjoy your whole day, get the most of the whole day. It does get hot in the afternoon. So we want you to be up early in the morning. Just get up, brush your teeth. Yes, brush your teeth. Please do not come out without brushing your teeth. Brush your teeth, come out, have some hot beverages like drinking chocolate, tea, hot milk with biscuits. This is just to start your day. 7 a.m. is what we call warm up for the day, or what we call Chota Hazri. They'll come out, they'll do some fun activities, some fun, engaging dancing activities, which is just to get them to warm up and stretch their limbs. 8 a.m. is breakfast. Post breakfast, they will depart for their activities at 9 a.m. So 9 a.m., they would have been divided into, so this is 35. So they're going to get divided into two groups, 18 and 17 each, right? So that, there's not a what we call a fish market on the activity side. So that if there's somebody is doing rock climbing, if I'm going to have all 35 on rock climbing, what will happen is the first child will climb the rock face and the 35th child will climb after 4 hours. So one child is sitting there for doing nothing for 4 hours. So we don't want that happening. So we reduce the number. So we have 17 and 18. So that's how it will work. So they'll disperse for their outdoor activities. So one group might go for backpacking. One group might go for rock climbing at the same time. So they'll go in the morning, they'll leave at 9 a.m. They'll come back around 12:30 in the afternoon. During this time, they will get a snack break in the middle and refreshments so that they're well hydrated and are full of energy. 1 p.m. is when they have lunch. 1:30 p.m., we give them some free time to relax, just chill out. A lot of children do like to go for a bath at this time. Baths are not mandatory in Tirthan. They can actually be without a bath if they want. Keshav, I saw that smile. So you can be without a bath, but because they're going to get river time almost every day, they are clean. So don't worry about that. Mothers, I am giving you this warning. You will send a lot of t-shirts and they'll come back unused. Don't worry. It's fine. They're children. It's allowed, right? Let them have the fun. This is the time they can have that fun. So from 1:30 to 2:30 is relaxing. 2:30, they start with what we call pool time. Pool time are activities which are done on the campus, like I said, for team building and all, which are on the campus, and they stay on the camp. So they are not going out of the camp. So they're under the shade most of the times. 5 p.m., 2:30 to 5, this is going to happen. 5 p.m. is tea time, which will be milk, tea, drinking chocolate again with snacks. Now, the snacks can vary every day. There'll be days we might have bread pakoras. There'll be days we might just have normal cake and some biscuits. It depending on what type of energy level they've used through the day. 5:30 p.m. There might be some other cool time activities we'll do. More importantly, this is the time we as instructors also become children. So we have some games over there called like monkey football, French cricket, all these things, which where we also get involved with the children and we also become one with them and we have fun with them. There's a volleyball court over there also, so we might be playing volleyball. So all those things will happen at this time. Around sunset, just before sunset, we'll have some debriefing, some group sharing sessions, and on a few days, personal reflection. When I say personal reflection, that's a time for, say, about half an hour. The whole campsite, including the instructors, are going to go quiet. So everybody's in pin drop of silence. We give the children something called cool diaries, which they can, these are personal journals, which has some exercise in them, which are kind of getting them to do some personal reflection. So they actually fill those, understand what's going on. And the best part is because they are quiet for that half an hour, they get to hear the different sounds of the river, the forest, what they have not heard, because we make so much of noise, we don't realize how much we're missing out. So a lot of children love this. Yes, the first time they do it, they feel uncomfortable because they're not used to keeping quiet. But it's such an experience that by the last day, they really want to do it on their own. 7:30 p.m. is soup, 8 p.m. dinner, and 9 p.m. is lights off. When I say 9 p.m. is lights off, is when we start sending to the tents and asking them to go to sleep because we want them to have a good time sleep. Uh, Children are not going to listen to us, right? They're going to keep awake. 10 o'clock, we'll tell them to keep quiet. 11 o'clock, we'll shout at them and tell them to be quiet. 11:30, consequences that next day, we'll increase the personal reflection or some activity or something or the other, to get them more used to getting to sleep on time. What children who are here, please remember, at night, we get to hear whatever you're saying in your tents. It's silent. So whatever you're talking in your tents, we get to know. So be careful. Okay. Okay, now just to give you a brief on all the three activities so that you understand. So starting with rock climbing. Rock climbing, we're going to introduce the children to the basic equipment of first the equipment and the essential knots so that they understand what are the different knots used, what kind of equipment is used in rock climbing, how to ensure that the equipment is safe, right? So that they understand that. And what we'll do is we'll start increasing the challenge. So the first day, they will go to what we do the activity, what we call bouldering, the first session. Bouldering are 6-foot boulders where they understand the different type of holds. They do 3-point pin climbing where any three parts of their body are always in touch with the rock face, either both hands and one foot or both feet and one hand, so that they understand how they can balance themselves, how they can climb up, the different holds like pinch hold, uppercuts, side holds, all those things they'll understand and they'll practice that. This is done with a crash mat on the bottom. There are no ropes being used here, so they're crash mats and helmets. Then they head to a 35-foot rock face, 35 to 40 feet rock face. They're going to scale up, so they'll climb it up, and then they're going to rappel down it at the same time. So they're going to do this activity. So that's where they understand how they can actually climb a rock face and come down it. They will also do what is called jumaring. Jumaring is a technique of doing vertical climbing. Jumaring is done with an equipment called jumar, which attaches itself to a rope, and then it can go up, but it can't come down. So you slide it up, and then on that jumar, you'll put your whole weight and climb up. So they'll understand this also. So this is how rock climbing will advance and reach the end. Then backpacking, which is a trekking module, right? They'll understand how to trek in the outdoors. They'll understand how to pack rucksacks, how to plan out their expedition. They'll actually go away from the campsite. They'll go into the forest. They'll pitch their tents. They'll cook their own food and come back the next day. Obviously, under our supervision, including making food, because we don't want to eat salt instead of sugar or sugar instead of salt. So we'll make sure they're putting the right ingredients. So they will be helping and they'll be doing this with us. We also do something called leave no trace. Leave no trace is that it's a principle where if we go into the mountains, we have to make sure we are making sure that the place we are using is actually left as pristine as we found it, or if required more, so that when the next group comes, they will be given the permission. Jay, I am recording this orientation. It will be shared on a on a YouTube link after this. Okay. Now, okay, for back now on the campsite, we have proper fixed toilets, which are in blocks. right, which have Western style toilets, which are, with the hygiene faucet, the bum washers, different cubicles for bathing. Hot water is provided separately, so they have to fill out their buckets and take them into the bathing area. But when they're doing backpacking, when they go on the night out, there are no toilets. What we call is live with a view or behind the bush activity, right? So it's totally open. But for their privacy, we do carry something called a toilet tent. A toilet tent is just a long canvas tent which pops up. We dig the hole and we use it, right? So that's what's going to happen. There'll be a different place for girls, different place for boys, but that's only on night out for that one night there. Rivercraft, not to be confused with rafting. This is to make them understand how to, how they can navigate through a river. If they have to cross a river, how do you cross it? If you have to walk along a river, what is called stream walking, how do you do it safely? How do you judge what a river flow is, what is safe, what is not safe? So what I tell people is that the biggest misconception we have is that a river which looks calm from the top is safe. Actually, that's unsafe because you really don't know what the undercurrent is like. Whatever is calm and deep is the most unsafe river to be in. You need to be able to see the current. You're able to judge how, the faster river is flowing. So for that, we make them understand, they understand how to judge it and understand how hydrology works. They'll also go to a nearby waterfall, and if the flow of the water is nice over there, what you saw above was the start of the waterfall slide. So they'll actually do waterfall slide over there. So these are three activities which we're going to be covering on the program other than the afternoon activities. There is chance, by the way, guys. That's why when you come to the kit list, you'll see a lot of warm layers. There is chance we might have snow over there on the top when we go for the night out. Not guaranteeing, but it is a possibility. That's why you'll see a lot of warm layers also. In terms of safety, all our camps are run by specially trained people. There's one head of the camp, which is called the camp chief, and then there are instructors over there. These are instructors who are certified, first of all, from prestigious mountaineering institutes like NOLS, which is the National Outdoor Leadership School, or NIM, the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute. After that, they go through a training by us on child safety. Because we are working with children, they need to understand how to behave with children, how they're supposed to, talk to them. So, like I said, I used to go on these camps from 1997 to 2001. Now, in my time, an instructor coming and putting their arm around my shoulder was just fine. There was no problem in it. But today it can be looked as a bad touch. So, we've trained the instructor that you cannot do this. And we evolve every year because the way times are changing, especially post-COVID, every year we have to retrain them to make them understand what's different. How do you need to behave with children? How do you talk to children? So all those things are taken care of. We follow a 1:6 instructor to child ratio. So for every 6 children, there's going to be one instructor over there with at least one female instructor for every 10 female participants. We have about 18 children, female here. So we will be having at least two female instructors, if not more, on this program. In terms of transportation, we've been using these vendors for a long time. What we do from Delhi is we take a 40-seater Volvo type bus, which will take them to Ott overnight. There will be a dinner stop in the middle. They will reach Ott early in the morning around 6 a.m. and they'll shift into smaller vehicles. And by 8 a.m., they are on the campsite usually. Now, if for some unforeseen circumstances, traffic jams or some delay, we do organize breakfast for them on route also if required. It has happened in the past that we've found traffic jams, not in March, usually during the April, May times. And at that time, we've had to provide breakfast and we take care of that. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay. So there is a speed limit that the buses will follow. And also when we are on to the smaller vehicles, there's a convoy rule so that, everybody goes in a line. There's a speed limit which is followed. The travel team, there's a special travel team which goes just to ensure that the travel is safe and the children are comfortable during the night also. The bus which we are using, the Volvo kind of bus, are recliner seats. So they can actually recline and sleep during the night. Children find it comfortable. They have no issues with this. And we've been doing this now forever. And the children are much better. The roads going to Manali are broad, so they are a lot safe, and they're used overnight by buses, mainly by the Volvo buses. So these guys know exactly where they can stop, what we have to do. So all those things are taken care of. In terms of equipment, we use the most top quality equipment which is there. There are a few equipment which are international, few equipment which are Indian. They have to meet the UIA standard, which is the highest adventure camping equipment standard which is there in the world. We have regular audits by our experts. So even other than when an activity is starting. So when an activity is starting, the ropes and everything which is being taken out by the instructors, they do a test. Other than that, when they come back, there's another check of the ropes so that if anything is getting spoiled, we discard it. We do not use equipment which is nearing the its wear and tear. We rather discard it. So we don't do that. Other than that, during the off time, also there's a lot of audits and checks which happen. In terms of medical facilities, we have an on-camp doctor which is available over there 24/7. This is a certified MBBS doctor which is there. Other than that, we have a whole infirmary made, which has advanced equipment like we'll have, if we need to put any drips, there are provisions for that. We have nebulizers, blood pressure machines, all those things are over there so that the doctor can take care of any kind of emergency there. Uh, we do have an emergency vehicle available over there 24/7 so that if there's any injury, which say needs an X-ray or something which, we need to get any test done and we need to take them to the hospital, the car is available. The doctor and an instructor go with the child, make sure they're comfortable, take them to the hospital, get all the tests done. During this time, you will also be called and you'll be told that this was the situation, this is what we are doing, and we'll keep you apprised of it, and you'll be able to talk to your child also if there's an emergency. The nearest hospital is in Punjab, which is a multi-speciality hospital, which is approximately 30 minutes away from the campsite. Now, in terms of accommodation and meals, we have proper tents, right? These are tents which are about 10 feet by 12 feet, which in about 4 to 5 children are in their tents. We have small mattresses which are about 2 inches thick. These are laid out, and the children use sleeping bags on top of these mattresses to sleep. Obviously, boys and girls are housed separately. There are different toilets blocks also for them. The toilets are not attached to the tents. They are separated from the tents. I've already spoken about the toilets that we have built up proper Western style toilets with the hand faucets and running water. Hot water is provided for bathing, so they don't need to worry. Most of the children will not bathe. I'll repeat that. They will just get into the river and that's their bath for them. Most of the children will agree to that. In terms of meals, while they're on the camp, not the night out, but when they're on the camp, all meals are prepared by our kitchen staff, starting from breakfast, snacks in the mid-afternoon, lunch, evening tea, soup, dinner, all those things are there. We brought mainly vegetarian meals. If there is non-veg, it's made separately, kept separately, marked separately, so that every child knows this is the non-veg area, right? And even for the washing up, because the children will wash the dishes. We have a solution over there which is called scrub, dip. So they start with soapy water, they go into adding the sulfate, solution, and then finally clean water, and then they put the plates to dry. So for vegetarian, it's a different set, and for non-vegetarian, it's a different set, so that everything is fine. If there are any child who is Jain food, which means no onion, no garlic, please let us know in advance. If you've already not let us know, we'll be cooking the meal separately for them. If there are any allergies, your child is allergic to any kind of food, do let us know. If you're not, we do take care of that. So meal times, obviously, I've already mentioned that these are the meal times. Other than these times, if the child is feeling hungry, they have to just approach us and we will give them biscuits or some other snacks. They are not allowed to be keeping any snacks in their tents. Simple reason, if they're eating in their tents, they're going to put crumbs all around. They're going to attract insects. Insects are going to attract rodents. Rodents are going to attract bigger animals, which they really don't want in their tents, right? First. Second, we want to be able to observe and see what they're eating so that we know that they're eating the right stuff and are feeling energy. Uh, Junk food does not give energy. So, it actually drains the energy. So we want to make sure they're getting the right nutrition. Okay. Travel plan. Now, like I said, we're going to depart at 6 p.m. from Terminal 2 bus parking of the Delhi airport. For the people who are joining directly in Delhi on their own, who are from Delhi, when you're approaching Terminal 2, you'll see a ramp going up to the departure. So when you're approaching, so the ramp goes up to departure. On the right-hand side is the arrival. On the left-hand side, there's a road going into the Terminal 2 parking. We will be sending you a map location also, but that is the route you use. You go on the extreme left, just go keep going straight. You'll enter the parking. That's where we're going to meet you. So the Terminal 2 bus parking and the Terminal 2 car parking are the same area. So you do not need to get confused. We'll meet you inside there itself. They will leave from Delhi airport and arrive at camp for breakfast. They will have dinner en route. There will be snacks on the bus provided by us, which will be basically chips, some cookies, biscuits, juices, water will be available on the bus. If the children want to carry some tuck, because it's going to be the last night where they're going to have junk food, they can carry. Can I request everybody to be on mute, please? Ariyash, I'm just putting you on mute. Yeah. Okay. So if they're carrying anything, this has to finish by the time they reach camp, or they have to hand it over to us once they reach campsite, right? Children, do not get extra large pizzas or stuff, right? Get something which you can eat on the bus easily. I've seen children getting extra large pizzas because they're like, oh, we won't get pizza for the next 8 days. It's okay. It's just fine. You'll get pizza when you get back. Pizza is not going to end, right? On return, they'll arrive at 6 a.m. at the same time. For the children who are going to be flying in, right? You should have shared your flight details with us. We will be there at the airport to collect whatever terminal you're coming on. There will be people in fluorescent jackets. You will also get a number of an airport coordinator. One coordinator is coordinating for all three terminals. So if your child is landing on, say, on Terminal 1, they will contact our airport coordinator. We'll giving you the number. When they contact the airport coordinator, that person will brief them and get them in touch with the person on that terminal itself. For the children who are flying in, when I come to the kit list also, I tell you that there's a pouch you have to carry, which has your phone, which will have your power bank with your cable for charging the phone, a return ticket, and Aadhaar card, right? Or a photo ID if you're not from India, which you'll need to carry for your flights. Once you arrive in Delhi, once we meet you and you've had your snack and everything, before you get on the bus, we're going to ask you to say bye to your parents. And this pouch will be handed to us. It will remain in Delhi and be handed over to you when you reach back to Delhi. On the return, they'll arrive at 6 a.m. at the same location on the last day. Journey length, it's about 11 hours. We bypass Chandigarh, leading to the Kullu area. And from Odd, the journey is about 1.5 hours. Okay, some expectations which we need to be cleared with the parents and participants. First thing is about communication, right? We do not allow phones on the camp, right? We do have a WhatsApp channel. You would have received a link for the WhatsApp channel. Hope you've joined it. Please make sure you join it. And there's a bell icon over there. Make sure it's not crossed out so that whenever we put updates, you'll get the notification that there's an update which has come. We put two updates daily, one at 11 a.m. and one at 6 p.m. These are text updates telling you what's happening on the program. And in the evenings, also, we do try to put up photographs. These are group photographs, which will come to be about 20 photographs in a day maximum. These will be group photographs covering each child so that you know that your child is safe. Mothers, there might be days your child has not changed the t-shirt. It's fine, right? Don't worry. It's fine. If they are stinking, we'll make sure they change their t-shirt. If they're not stinking, it's fine. Let them have fun, right? So we will be putting these photographs every day. You will get these, and the text updates will be coming twice daily. Now, if there's an emergency on the camp, you will get a call directly from us. When I say an emergency on the camp, it means it has to be above a scratch, above a bruise, above a stomachache, above a minor headache, minor fever, right? Those things are normal. If when they get to the camp, the different weather, the different lifestyle does get them to have stomach ache sometimes, headache sometimes mild fever because of the exertion if they're not used to it. Scratches and bruises. If your child is coming back without a scratch or a bruise, do call us. That means they've not done anything on the camp. We are going in the jungle, right? We are going rock climbing. We're going into the water. They will get scratches and bruises. It's a part and parcel of the outdoors. If they don't get that, then that means they have not done anything because our activities are challenged by choice. It's not as if we're going to take a hunter and sit behind the children and say, Karo, right? If they're not able to do something, we will encourage them. We will create an environment where they'll feel motivated to do it, but we cannot force them, right? So understand that also that scratches and bruises will happen, and it's all a challenge by choice. Now, uh, this is not a luxury camp or a resort. We've had children who've actually said, asked the instructors for cold coffee as room service. Doesn't happen, right? You're not on a luxury camp. You're not in a hotel. You're coming on a camping experience, right? We live as a community. We have common areas to eat, common rules, common this thing. So we will be following that. There will be times you have to rough it out, right? Like when you go on the night out, you will be cooking. You will be using the outdoors as a loop, right? So embrace the challenge and learn with it, have a lot of fun with it. Communication updates, I've already spoken about. No gadgets, no phones, nothing is allowed on the camp. Children ask me, can we carry Kindle? Can we carry this? Can we carry that? Do not carry any electronics. We want you to interact with each other. We want you to open up to each other. Parents, remember our time. When we didn't have phone, we actually spoke to each other rather than just sending emojis to each other, right? We knew how to communicate. We want the children to communicate with each other. We want them to know how it is to communicate not using Instagram, Snapchat, or WhatsApp, and actually talk to each other and express our feelings, right? And play games. Have Antakshani, have the old school games which we've stopped playing. So please do not send any phones. Uh, Cameras can be carried, but it has a sole responsibility of a child. We will be clicking a lot of photographs and sharing with you. So you really don't need to carry your camera. But if you're carrying a camera, it's totally the child's responsibility. If it gets lost, broken, or anything, it's on them. We cannot take responsibility of that. In terms of fitness and preparation, uh, I know exams are going on for most of the children. But if you're not being physically active, if you're not active in sports, do recommend at least walking 35, 40 minutes every day, brisk walks, so that you just get used to the idea of walking a lot. If you're buying new sport shoes, make sure you're wearing them because new shoes sometimes give shoe bites, and it will prefer if you've broken into your shoes beforehand. When I come to the kit list, normal sport shoes are required here. You do not need to carry any specific trekking shoes. Zero tolerance for bullying and indiscipline. If we get any bullying thing, we will talk to the child, we will talk to the parent. And if the bullying is a serious bullying, we will remove the child and we will get them back to Delhi at the expense of the parents. Use of substance. So obviously this is a little younger age group, but it still applies. Any possession or consumption of cigarettes, alcohol, or any contraband is not tolerated and will result in immediate expulsion from the program. I already spoken about the junk food or tuck. Make sure it's only for the travel and nothing more than that is required. In terms of pocket money, we take care of everything. You do not need to send any kind of money with them. We do have a merch store on camp, which is available online also. It's there. Children can buy some Inme memorabilia. For that, we say do not send more than 3,000 rupees if they want to send them. If you want to order it online beforehand, that's also your choice. Coming to the kit list, then I'll start taking question answers. Okay. Everybody can see my screen change, I'm hoping. So this is the kit list. This is a special kit list for, like I said, Camp TIR1, because the temperatures are lower than what the normal Tirthan programs are. In March, the weather ranges from 15 degrees to 20 degrees in the daytime, and at night can drop to 5 degrees to 8 degrees. There can be rain sometimes. We want you to get 4 to 5 t-shirts, normal t-shirts, quick dry and in dark colors, right? A lot of parents and children ask me why specifically dark colors. Light colors get transparent, right? Transparent. We do not want you feeling embarrassed or somebody else, you know, pointing out anything. So that's why dark colors, so that, when they get wet, they're not becoming transparent or translucent. 2 to 3 full sleeve t-shirts. This is for layering up when it's cold so that you can layer up. 2 to 3 pair shorts, at least 2 of them quick dry. These will be used in your water activities. 2 sweatshirts, full sleeves and warm. The normal hoodies. Those are the kind of sweatshirts we want to wear. 3 track pants, at least one warm especially for the night. If you're going for the night out, you will feel cold over there. So make sure you carry one warm track pant. 7 to 8 pairs of socks, at least 2 of them woolen. One quick dry towel. One cap or sunshade. Cap is very necessary. It's no pollution over there, right? And we are closer to the sun than we are at the metro cities. So the sun is quite sharp. So you will need a cap or a sunshade for sure. Undergarments, parents, you know how many undergarments your children use. Send sufficient. If they change 2 undergarments in a day, send accordingly. If they change once, you know exactly how many to send. 2 pair of night clothes. A lot of children use their normal shorts and t-shirts or their track pants and t-shirts for sleeping. That's fine. If not, and there are specific night clothes, do make sure you're sending 2 pair of night clothes. One warm jacket, normal one which we are using in the winters. One poncho or raincoat. If your warm jacket is waterproof, you can combine these as one and send them as one. 2 sets of thermals, lower and upper for night wear. In terms of footwear, comfortable rubber-soled shoes in good condition. You do not need to send any specific trekking shoe or hiking shoe. Normal sports shoes are just good enough, which are rubber-soled. Now, when people ask me, what do you mean by rubber-soled? When you feel the sole of the bottom, if it's plasticky, right, that's a mixture of PU sole. Those slip on rock. So make sure they're rubber-soled because they don't slip on rock, especially after getting wet. It's make sure the grip is nice. It's not running smoothly that it's slipping. So if the grip is there, you're perfectly fine. If you have a shoe like that already, you do not need to buy a new shoe at all. 1 pair of hiking sandals. These are normal, what we used to call floaters. Now these are called hiking sandals. Any kind of hiking sandal you do. These are non-covered toe. These are used in the afternoons when they're there on the camp, right? When they don't want to use shoes. Why no covered toes? Because pebbles and stuff come in, and then the children are jumping on one leg trying to get them out. When they're non-covered toe, they have to just shake their leg and it goes off. So hiking sandals or floaters. 1 pair of aqua shoes or Crocs. This is only for the water activities. When we are in the water, aqua shoes are available in Decathlon for about 600 rupees. Or if you own a pair of Crocs, just get those. This will be used only for water activities. Other items than your clothes and your shoes and stuff. Make sure you're carrying your toothbrush, toothpaste, shower gel. Some children still use soap and shampoo separately. I usually carry a 3-in-1 shower gel, which is a face, body, and hair, so that I'm not carrying too much of stuff. So if you want to do that, you can send one of those bottles. Sunscreen, SPF 30 plus. Parents, do tell your children to use it. We cannot force the children to wear sunscreen. It's against the law. So, if they need help on how to apply it, we can help them, but they need to use their sunscreen for sure. Lip balm and cold cream. This is when the lips might get chapped. They need this. A mosquito repellent cream or spray. This can be Odomos. This can be any kind of dot, the clothes dot which comes, which is just a mosquito repellent. A pair of sunglasses, a torch or a headlamp. This is very much required at night if they need to go out of the tent. They need to use a torch or a headlamp when they're inside the tent because they're going to be other tent mates. They should not disturb the other tent mate by switching on the light. So they'll need to use the torch or a headlamp. When they're on their night out, they will need it. Plastic bag for used and wet clothes. so that they can just put this on the side. And, especially on the return, parents have said that sometimes wet clothes come back and they spoil everything. So they have a plastic bag where they can put their wet clothes in. One water bottle of about 750 ml to 1 liter capacity. We as a whole are trying to reduce our plastic footprint, our carbon footprint. So we do not want to use plastic water bottles when we're going on camp. So what we do is we carry jerry cans of water so where children can fill up their water bottles, right? The picnic jerry cans which we use, those are the ones which we have, which have RO filtered water in it or Bisleri water filled in it so that they can fill in it, right? But we do not want to waste plastic by, giving them disposable plastic bottles. So make sure they're carrying a 750 ml to 1 liter capacity water bottle. Can be a Milton, can be thermos, can be anything. Just make sure there's no glass lining inside because that can break sometimes. Okay. Now, sleeping bag. Now, a lot of parents ask, do we need to carry a sleeping bag? Should we buy one? According to the international camping norms, every child is supposed to have their own sleeping bag, right? If you're going internationally, there wouldn't have been any sleeping bag provided by us. When we're doing programs in India, we've kept a plethora. Like in Tons, in Tirthan, we have about 120 sleeping bags available with us. So these sleeping bags are not new. These have been used by other children. We would have cleaned them and sanitized them, and then we issue them on returnable basis to the children. But if you really want to buy your own sleeping bag, we do recommend it. It's a lot of fun for the children to use it later on also. You do not need to buy anything which is more than 10 degrees. So, when you go there, it says temperature 10 degrees is perfectly fine. You don't need to. Recently, we've added one inflatable pillow in our kit list. This is because originally what we used to do was teach the children how they can use their clothes or their rucksacks as a pillow. But children were not finding it very comfortable. So we've included one inflatable pillow. So if the child wants, they can get an inflatable pillow which they can use on their mattresses at night. In terms of medicines and glasses, we are carrying all the medicines. So unless your child is on a specific treatment, which you should let us know so that we ensure that he or she are taking the medicine on time. Other than that, if you can send those along, all the regular medicines are available. If your child is on homeopathy only or Ayurveda only, you need to send us that do not give allopathy medicines. These are the medicines to be given under what circumstance. So if it's a cough, what do we give? If it's a headache, what do we give? And the medicines will stay with us. We do not want any child self-medicating because there are a lot of times children might self-medicate without realizing that they do not need medication. 90% of times a headache means that there's dehydration happening and they need to drink more water. Popping in a medicine does not work. It can make them more dehydrated. So we want to make sure we are administrating all the medicine. The doctor takes care of it, manages the log so that, if there are any questions by you, we can also let you know what medicine the child has had and we are aware of what is happening. Spectacles. If any child is wearing spectacles, two things. One, make sure you're sending two pairs. Second, make sure you're sending retainers like a strap which comes from behind so that it doesn't fall off, especially when they're in the water, right? So spectacles with retainers is required. Contact lenses are not recommended. In terms of packing, one small knapsack or a day pack, which you need to carry your personal items. While on the travel, it will remain on the bus on the top. When you're going on treks or something, you can keep your water bottles. We'll give you some trail snacks, which you can keep in there, right? We'll have you can keep your headlamp or your jackets in there. So small day pack is required. Other than that, a 55 to 60 liters or 60 to 70-liter rucksack, right? Or a duffel bag. Do not pack anything in a suitcase. Everything has to be packed in these things and sent. Suitcases are a big menace. They are a problem. First of all, children have to carry their own luggage. So this can be carried on their backs and easily, and we help them out. Suitcases, children tend to drag, their wheels break, their handles break. Then it's a very big problem in managing the suitcases. Other than that, they take up more space than what a rucksack will take. Children need to get used to using rucksacks or a duffel bag. So please make sure they're carrying something like that. Cash, I've already spoken about. Again, important guidelines on personal belongings. Do not carry mobile phones, expensive jewelry, electronic gadgets, Kindle, smartwatches, tabs, AirTags. Parents, we've had this experience. Parents have sent AirTags with their children. One parent has actually called me and said, I can see my child is still on camp, but you're saying they're on the way back. Because of network problems, AirTags do not work. They goof up. Please do not send them. We are letting you know where your child is. We are informing you. You have to trust us and you have to trust your child. So please do not send AirTags. Okay. Other than this, I've spoken about the camera. Uh, Outdoor-based camps involve various activities where your personal belongings can be lost or damaged. So please make sure you're not carrying anything expensive. And for participants who are flying into the departure city for the program, who are flying into Delhi, make sure you're carrying a Ziploc bag, like I said, with power bank, printed copy of your return ticket. Parents ask why printed copy. Your phone might not be on when you return. So printed copy and an Aadhaar card gets you into the airport while your phone is charging. So power bank with charging cable for sure. A printed copy of the return tickets, original Aadhaar card, cash for food and essentials at the airport. So we are picking up your child from the airport. Uh, when they arrive, we take them to a small food court. They can buy whatever they want with their own money, or they can eat inside the airport before they exit, right? If their children are flying on no frills flight like Indigo, SpiceJet, make sure you've booked their meals because they do feel hungry. And on the return also, when they go in, they like to buy stuff. So there can be some cash for food other than the 3,000 rupees you're sending, so that, and this they can keep in the pouch so that when they come back, they have it available with them. Okay, I think I've spoken enough. Uh, I'll start taking question answers. Uh, while there are a lot of chats, Michael, Mahesh, has the chats been responded? Do I need to respond any?
Most of them have been responded, Nipun.
Okay, thanks. If you have questions, you can start going to the reactions, raise your hands. Keshav, I can see you're already ready, so you can start off, and then I can
So
go on
I
the
was
rest.
asking what kind of water will be provided.
There's RO filtered water, AquaGuard RO filtered water on the camp.
So will they be taking, like, I have never been to a trek, so some of my friends, they were saying that there is a thin stream water also. They fill up their bottles with that. I don't know.
Okay,
Then should they
so
carry those tablets?
those we are carrying, so you don't need to worry, right? We carry purifying tablets for the night out. Now on the night
Okay,
out, we also tell them how to identify what is clean source of water. While it's a
right,
clean source of water, we'll either boil it or purify it using the tablets,
right.
right?
So that will be taken
Any,
care.
yeah, any water which is running, just for your information, any water which is running over rocks, okay, mainly rocks and less of plants, is actually clean because the rocks actually are purifying the water, right? But
Understood.
we will not give that to the children. We will purify the water out to boiling or actually putting purifying tablets.
Thank you, sir.
I had put up a link for purification tablet because we've recently had issues over here in the colony where sewage water got this.
Yeah, so we carry our own purification tablets. We've been doing it for
There's one very effective one that's approved by the FDA and so on. It's available locally, and it's called
okay.
LEL Camp
EFC
CAMP
hold.
L Camp.
Nipun, I've noted the link sent.
Okay.
I'll just forward the same to you.
Okay.
It's
Thanks.
extremely effective, and are
Sure.
used for taro as well.
Sure. Sure. Mr. Arif, Mr. or Arav, I don't know if it's the child or the parent.
Yes, sir. So this is
Okay.
Khushbu Agarwal, Arav's mother.
Yes,
Sir, I
ma'am.
want to ask, like the first day, the food will they have to purchase it from outside the food from the airport, and the first day when they'll be leaving
So
for
when
6
they
p.m.
arrive, where is your child from, ma'am?
We are from Surat, sir.
Surat. So when they
Yeah.
arrive, so they might be arriving around 3:30, 4 p.m., correct?
Right, sir.
So when they get out of the airport, there's a small food court we take them to. This is before
Right,
the departure happens. So if they want to
right.
buy anything there, they can. When they get onto the bus at 6 p.m., we have snacks available for them on the bus.
Okay,
And around 8:39, we'll stop for dinner, which is all. After they're on the bus, it's all on us.
Okay, okay, fine. So it is only till before the we arrive for the bus departure. It's only
Yes.
till that.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. And so I wanted to ask, do we have to do any prior payment for the sleeping bag?
No, if we are the sleeping bag we give is on returnable basis, so you don't need to pay anything.
Okay, so we don't have to pay anything for that, right, sir?
No, but we do recommend if you're not going to be if you're not sending your own sleeping bag, you might want to send maybe a sleeping bag liner or just a bed sheet, just to, so that they can have it over them so that they feel more hygiene.
Okay, sir. Okay. And sir, one more thing. Sir, when will I get the person's name and number and everything? Who will pick him from the airport and who is going to drop him to the airport?
Ma'am, that usually happens about 24 to 48 hours before the departure because,
Okay.
the instructors keep changing. So you'll be getting a message, which will be a departure message 48 hours before, which will have the number of the airport coordinator.
Okay. Basically, sir, I need to give it to the airport authorities. I have booked him as a minor. They will assist him for this.
Yeah. So which
airport.
airline is this?
It is Indian, sorry, Air
Indigo?
India Express.
Air India.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mahesh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you'll
Yes.
have to send this at least 5 to 6 days before. Can you please make a note of it?
For the Air India, they needed
Yeah.
4 days prior.
Yeah.
I
For
am
India,
aware of this.
for Air India. Yeah. For Air India, they needed 4 days prior. So just make a
Yeah.
note of it and make sure all the Air India people have it.
We'll do it.
Thank you.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
it's the same with us. Even we need to submit details to the airlines.
Air India, ma'am?
No, I think we are with Indigo. I'll just check.
Ma'am, Indigo takes it on the time of departure. So when you're
Okay,
going
they
for
do?
they won't take it beforehand. They take this, they're a sheet of paper. They take copies of 3 and they'll take it. That also our outstation team will get in touch with you. They'll also tell you that these are the papers you have to fill and this is the thing you have to do. And they take it like you have to reach the airport about half an hour before your time of what you would have reached for the departure. Say if it was a 4 p.m. departure, rather than reaching at 2, you should reach at 1:30, and then
Okay.
you'll hand it over to the Indigo ticketing counter. They will do the processing there. Air
Okay.
India takes it up beforehand. Indigo takes it at the time.
Okay, then that's not a worry. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Ruchika.
Yeah. Hi. My son is a little nauseatic during the journey in the bus. So would it be taken care of? Like,
Yes, ma'am. We are carrying a Stujuron, which is a mild anti-vomiting pill, which we give to the children. We just tell them to put on their tongue. It dissolves. It's tasteless, and that works usually. And we ask the children who there is motion sickness. There are a few children who feel motion sickness even on plain roads, so that they get it early. There are a few children who get it only in the mountain roads. So before the mountain roads, we start with it.
so where is this exactly situated? Tirthan, like
Ma'am, near Kullu, Manali.
Kullu Manali. So it's in the bottom of the Kullu Manali.
So okay. So this is the mountain to Kullu Manali is here, right? So
Okay.
30 kilometers before, we turn off and we go into a different mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Keshav?
Yeah, he takes inhaler.
Yeah.
So I need to give that to him and other
Yeah, he
medicines.
should be carrying his own while we'll have it with us, but he should be carrying his own.
Does he need to hand over that or he can keep it in his bag
No,
and take it on his own?
inhaler they keep with them.
With them. That is not an issue. He knows how
Yeah.
to use.
Yeah.
They'll keep it with him and he will take it himself.
Yeah. Just make sure it has enough reps, like enough.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, just make
Yes.
sure of that, the number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And other medicines will be provided and no need to give general
Nothing.
medicine.
Nothing.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry to disturb. Like, it would be quite cold in the evenings at night when they sleep. Like, do they need a blanket or something?
No, our sleeping bags would be more than enough. If they need more, we also have hot water bottles over there. So if they need, they can always ask for a hot water bottle.
Okay, so we don't need to give them anything.
No, the tents are very well insulated. You're actually more comfortable than being in a room.
Okay, thank you.
Krishav?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, I'm Yashvardhan's father.
Yes.
Yeah, the same transportation issues. Actually, our flights, I've tried to book him on Air India, which would be reaching on somewhere around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he'd be out sooner. So I was just wondering how would you help him get the food?
So again, they'll come out around 2:33. One of our instructors will be there to receive them, right? And they'll take them to a food court. It's a food court which has different options over there. There's KFC, there is One Go, there is Wow Momos, and there's Moti Mahal Deluxe. These are the 4 restaurants over there, so they can buy whatever they want.
In the same case, while flying back, you guys
While
are reaching
flying back, we will be putting them into the terminal immediately as soon as they arrive.
as soon as they arrive, because his flight would be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, but because there'll be different children at different timings, we won't be able to manage that. So we just ask everybody to check it.
Okay, and while receiving them at the airport, just asking, would there be some kind of a communication with the airline people from your end?
If it's an unaccompanied minor service which you've taken,
Yeah,
the
Air India.
airline, so when they get out of the terminal, which will be Terminal 3, right? The Air India people will call us. So there'll be a number which will also be given to you. The Air India people call us and make sure we are there. They check our IDs and then they hand over the children to us.
All right. So I'm just booking with Air India. They would require that number at this moment of time?
It's 4 days before you have to submit it, sir.
4 days before.
Yeah.
How many of us are there in this Inme camp? How many children are there in this
35.
35. Okay. And they can choose their room partners whom they want to be with?
Yeah, but with the caveat that they don't misbehave. And boys with boys, girls with girls.
Obviously, yeah. That's right.
Just making sure.
That's true.
Yes,
Good
Krishav,
afternoon.
you've been trying to say yes.
I want to ask you that since they're going to carry only a rucksack and a sleeping bag, so these two bags are allowed, right? Because I don't think the sleeping bag will fit in the rucksack.
So sleeping bag can be attached to the rucksack on the top or on the side, and a backpack. They need to carry a small backpack with them also.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the rucksack that they're going to take, are they going to,
For the night out, they won't be carrying that. That will be issuing them.
No, that's fine. But when they're traveling, they will put that they'll carry it as hand luggage, or they will have to check
No, if
it
they're
in.
coming on the flight, it will be check-in. The rucksack and the sleeping bag should be check-in. If sleeping bag is not attached to it properly, they can carry it in cabin bag if nobody says anything, right? But if you can attach it, so a rucksack always has space for the sleeping bag to be attached, right? We will, there are enough videos online also, and we'll try to send you a video on how to attach it also. But if you're not able to, just make sure he's carrying it in his hand during the cabin. And then when he comes here, we'll teach him.
And he's a little allergic to insects, isn't it? If he gets a bite, then it becomes a big thing. So will you have anti-allergic medicines, or should I send him?
We do have anti-allergic medicines. Have you filled in this in the form?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well,
Okay,
your child's name is Krishav?
Krishav Paul, yes.
Okay.
One more question.
Sorry, just Michael or Mahesh, can you please note it down? Make sure it's in the form, please. Yes, ma'am.
That question is that actually we are from Calcutta, but he's going to be going to Mumbai from Delhi.
Okay.
So I had spoken to somebody in me saying that there are other boys going back to Mumbai, so he will go along with them. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are other boys going back to Mumbai as well. Because I had got the thing.
Yes, there are.
Okay, that's fine. So can you just make a note of that he goes with the Mumbai team?
Yeah, that will.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ruchika, Amit, do you still have questions, or can I move to Shreya? Shreya.
Yeah, this is Shreya's mother. I have a couple of questions. Firstly, I want to know, are there any students who are coming all alone, because she's going all alone, and are they mostly coming in groups of 4 to 5, or what is the system here?
Ma'am, as much as I know, there are a few children coming alone. They might be coming from the same city, but there are a lot of children who are coming for the first time. There might be some groups over there, but if somebody's coming alone, we take extra precaution to make sure that they get, adjusted into, make friends, and, they are getting adjusted and they understand how different styles.
Okay, thank you. And other thing is she's lactose intolerant. So though I have mentioned in the form that she can eat paneer and dahi, but she can't have milk directly. So
Okay.
when you're talking about hot beverages and everything,
Yeah.
what option does she has? Can I send her some
Uh,
dry fruits along?
Ma'am, the snacks too we'll be giving to them. So you don't need to worry about snacks. That will make sure of
But the biscuits, instead of biscuits, can I send some dry fruits which she can hand over to the coach?
Yeah, you
And
can
whenever
send it
she
and
wants,
yeah, that can be done. Also, if you want to send oat milk or lactose-free milk, you can send that
Okay.
in the cartons. We'll keep it separately for her and give it to her.
Okay, that would be great that I can
Yeah.
do then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And same thing, she has traveling sickness, but you are saying medication is there. And
Yeah.
she takes one medication for the lactose intolerant thing, there's a probiotic medication which she takes at night. So
Okay.
can she keep it with her or do she need to hand over?
Ma'am, I would suggest hand it over so that we make sure she's having it.
Okay, so you will make sure because sometimes as children they forget to take the medication.
Exactly why I would like to have it with us so that we make sure it's.
So one pouch separately, I can mention the medication dose
Yeah.
and hand it over to the
Yeah.
coach. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, last question. Like my son, since a while he has not done a sleepwalk, but you never know when they can do. So there's a precaution for that also.
Yes. Have you mentioned this in the form?
Yeah, I have mentioned that in the.
Perfect. That we take care of.
You take care of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask one more thing. I'm
Yes.
Yashwadhan's father. Again, he's traveling alone from the city. I don't think so.
Okay.
Nobody else is traveling. So I would just appreciate if you could guys just let him be with other people and he makes friends.
Sure, that we'll make sure of. Don't worry.
Yeah. And other thing, I was planning on picking up from I've already booked tickets for his arrival and departure, but I might want to pick him up from Chandigarh. Is it a possibility?
So we bypass Chandigarh. So it will be before Chandigarh, a place called Kharar.
Yes, Jarakpur, Kharar, whatever.
Yeah, Kharar we can organize a drop.
All right. Okay. But that I'll pre-mention. No
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Shreya, do you have another question? No. Devansh. Area.
Hello, sir. This is Devansh Kelia's mother here.
Yes, ma'am.
So, sir, like I want to know what will the temperature like day will be warm and night will be cold.
Yeah, ma'am. Day will be about 15 to 20 degrees. It will be pleasant. It will be a little nippy.
So, like the
Evening.
t-shirts which they are carrying, dry fit t-shirt will do in the daytime.
Yeah, so dry fit t-shirts and we are asked for long sleeves and sweatshirts. So if they feel cold, they can always layer up.
And ma'am, at night, sir, the jackets and all they are taking that will do.
Yeah, and thermal.
Like, sir, I want to inform, like, my son is on his strength is a bit low. Like, he feels cold also very early. He gets tired because he doesn't eat properly. And if he walks, his legs start paining. So, ma'am, like, sir, this all will be taken care of.
Yeah, I hope. Did you mention this in the form?
No, sir, I did not
Okay, so
inform.
we'll just take a note of it, right? To
Yes,
make
sir.
sure that he is having enough
So
food.
he feels
and
cold very, like, he starts complaining, leg pain and all. Like, he doesn't eat well. So, obviously, he gets tired early.
Totally. So we'll make sure that he's eating well and his energy is up. This is Devansh Kedia, right?
And so one thing last, sir, so like this week his toothache has started. So he has been prescribed antibiotics for 15 days.
Okay.
So there also he'll be continuing. So
so you send a letter. The number you would have received a message from a number, right?
Yes, sir.
So just reply on it with a screenshot of with the picture of the prescription, right? Saying that the Devansh will be on this. Also, just mention what you just mentioned, that you need to look out on his food intake. He feels low, so that it can be noted down in his in his medical form.
So, sir, like medicine, I'll give him or he'll submit it to you. How will it be done?
When he comes, you're from where, ma'am?
Calcutta.
Calcutta. So when he arrives in Delhi, then he has to hand it over to us.
Okay, okay, sir. And so the letter which you're mentioning, you'll be sending a link.
There's a message which you have received for this thing, for this orientation. You would have received the message.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Just reply on that number with the screenshot and saying that this is the thing. We will add it in the backend.
Okay, okay. Thank
or
you so
you
much.
Or you can contact Vinita or Deepti, whoever you're speaking to. Just let them know, they'll add it.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Shreya Harbhajan. I hope I said that right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Shreya Devang's sister, Devang Harbhajanka's sister.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask you if there's anything that we should prepare them for, like activities. Is there any pre-preparation required? Because they're not very, into sports or something. So if
So should
we
be jogging or walking at least 35 to 40 minutes a day.
35 to 40 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. VD. Somebody called VD, you're on mute.
I don't think they're talking, Nipun.
Yeah, I have just asked it to. Unable to unmute. You can put it on chat also, VD. Whatever your question is, we'll respond to it. In the meantime, if there are no more questions, you can start logging off. Kids has braces, soft food will be required. Can you please send us the child name so that we can record this? Vivansh Dalmia. Michael, can you please make a note for it?
Yeah, I'm just doing it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, parents, if there are no more questions, thank you so much. You have the WhatsApp channel. We will be posting the video after it's uploaded on YouTube over there for your reference. And you have the numbers where the message has come from. If you have any more additional questions, you can always reach out to us over there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.